So I thought I'd take a little bit to talk about the progress on recording Symphony number 2. Back in March, we started a virtual recording project of Symphony 2, The Forest of Dreams. And I haven't posted really anything on YouTube about it because the project is still ongoing. It's taken a lot to get this massive piece recorded. As of right now, 100% of the woodwinds are recorded. About 90-95% of the brass is recorded. I'm only lacking 2 complete tracks. So tenor trombone 2 is completely lacking, as is bass trumpet, and then little bits of horns 4 and 5, and alto baritone horns and contrabass trombone. That's all that's lacking in the brass. The biggest hole right now is the percussion section. I only have a couple bits here and there of percussion. I have no drums, no timpani, no mallets recorded. I am still working diligently on trying to find some players who can help out with that. Harp is about 75% recorded now. Organ is complete. And I have made a few changes to the work as we've been recording it. The biggest change is I have added double basses and cellos to the mix. Now, double bass is interesting in that it's the only standard wind ensemble instrument that I left out of the original version. And I went back and forth, said, do I really need double basses? And I ended up adding a part for 2 double basses. And I've got that in the process. I've got somebody recording at least one of the parts right now. I should have something here in the next couple days to kind of get an idea on that. And that's going to be a nice addition. And then to that, I decided, you know what, since I have this section of cellos in Symphony 3, let's keep it in Symphony 2 as well. And then with the MIDI playback that I've done and the live recording playback I've done, it really makes a big difference to the sound of the piece. There's a warmth to it that it adds. It adds a huge layer of depth, and there's a lot of extra texture stuff that gets added in just by adding what will end up being 3 or 4 cellos and 2 basses. Nothing that's going to completely dominate the piece, just a little color here and there. And so that's really the biggest change that I've made to the scoring. There's been one note that's been added. I added a pedal F right before the giant climax in the Dream of War that will be heard in the organ and the low strings, so it doesn't really affect anybody else. I have extensively rewritten the harp part. I've been working with the harp player to actually make it much more playable. Turns out harp, super difficult instrument to write for. And when I sat down to write the symphony 3-4 years ago now, my harp writing chops weren't as good as they needed to be. But by and large, most of that's been fixed, and we really have a much cleaner, much better looking harp part that a good harp player should be able to pick up and be able to play, obviously with some practice. But that's kind of the status now. Obviously, the woodwind parts I'm super happy with. There's still some fine tuning going on. I spent a good chunk of this afternoon doing some tuning with the upper flutes because we've got people recording all over the world. There's some tuning discrepancies, between A440, A442, and so there's just all this fine details that have to be done. Most of the reed work is all really good. The horns are sounding really good. I've only got 2 tracks out of 66 that need to be done for the horns. 4 tracks out of 44 for the alto baritone horns. Trumpets, again, I'm just missing bass trumpet. Trombones, I'm missing tenor trombone and like 4 tracks of contrabass trombone. Tubas are all done. If you know anybody who might be able to help out, particularly in the percussion section, timpani, marimba, xylophone, glockenspiel, vibraphones, chimes, crotales, um, almost any manner of drum, snare drum, bass drum, marching bass drums even. Let me know. Need to have fairly good recording equipment and be able to play to the click track. I can get all that information to you if you are interested. But yeah, that's just a quick update on the recording process of Symphony 2. I would love to be completely finished by the end of the year. Whether or not that happens... Oh, one other instrument I still need someone confirmed to play, and that's going to be piano. And I still don't have a confirmed piano player, which should be fairly easy to get. So again, if you know any of those players, percussionist, pianist, cellist, particularly, let me know, and we can get them into the virtual wind ensemble. But hopefully in the next couple months you'll see a completed version of Symphony 2.